Which ingredient is commonly used to make bread rise? Yeast or baking powder? Yeast is a type of single-celled fungus that is used in baking to make dough rise. It ferments sugar in the dough and produces carbon dioxide gas, which causes the dough to expand and become lighter and softer. Which bakery item is typically made with flour, sugar, eggs, and butter? Croissant or pound cake? Pound cake is a dense and rich cake made with equal parts of flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. Its name comes from the traditional recipe that called for a pound of each of these ingredients. Which ingredient gives cookies their chewy texture? Butter or brown sugar? Brown sugar contains molasses, which is a syrupy byproduct of the sugar-making process. The molasses in brown sugar attracts and holds onto moisture, which can help to keep cookies moist and chewy. Additionally, brown sugar has more acidity than white sugar, which can also help to tenderize the cookies and give them a softer texture. Which bakery item is traditionally served at breakfast? Bagel or brownie? Bagels are traditionally served at breakfast because they are a convenient and portable breakfast food that can be eaten on the go. They are also versatile and can be topped with a variety of sweet or savory toppings, making them a popular choice for breakfast. Additionally, bagels are a filling food that can provide energy and keep you feeling full throughout the morning. Which ingredient is used to make pie crust flaky? Butter or shortening G? Shortening has a higher melting point than butter or margarine, which means it takes longer to melt during baking. When the shortening does eventually melt, it creates small pockets of air within the dough, which causes the pie crust to expand and become flaky. Additionally, shortening has a low water content, which helps to prevent the dough from becoming tough or soggy. Which bakery item is typically made with yeast and allowed to rise before baking? Cookie or bread? Bread is made with yeast, which ferments and produces carbon dioxide gas, causing the bread to rise. Which ingredient is used to make cakes moist? Butter or oil? Oil is a liquid fat that does not solidify at room temperature. This means that oil remains liquid even after the cake has cooled, which helps to keep the cake moist and tender. Additionally, oil does not contain any water, which means it can help to prevent the cake from becoming dry and crumbly. Finally, oil has a neutral flavor that does not overpower the other flavors in the cake, which makes it a versatile choice for many different types of cakes. Which bakery item is made with layers of pastry and filling? Pie or muffin? Pies are made with a pastry crust and a sweet or savory filling, and are often topped with a second layer of pastry. Which ingredient is used to make macarons? Almond flour or all-purpose flour? Macarons are made with a combination of almond flour, powdered sugar, and egg whites. Which bakery item is typically fried and coated in sugar? Donut or baguette? Donuts are a sweet pastry that are deep fried and often coated in sugar, glaze, or frosting. Which ingredient is used to make croissants flaky? Butter or sugar? Butter contains water and milk solids, which create steam when the croissants are baked. As the steam is created, it causes the layers of dough to separate and puff up, creating the characteristic flaky texture. Additionally, the fat in the butter helps to tenderize the dough and give it a rich, buttery flavor. Which bakery item is made with egg whites and sugar and baked until crispy? Brownie or meringue. Meringue is a mixture of egg whites and sugar that is beaten together until it forms stiff peaks. It is commonly used as a topping for pies and other desserts, and can be either baked or torched to create a crisp golden crust. Which ingredient is used to make brownies fudgy? Flour or chocolate? Chocolate contains both cocoa solids and cocoa butter, which contribute to the rich, dense texture of the brownies. The cocoa butter in chocolate is a saturated fat that melts at a lower temperature than other fats, such as butter or oil, which can help to keep the brownies moist and tender. Additionally, the cocoa solids in chocolate contribute to the intense chocolate flavor of the brownies, which is a hallmark of fudgy brownies. Which bakery item is typically made with flour, sugar, eggs, and milk and baked until golden brown? Croissant or muffin? Muffins are a type of quick bread that are baked in individual portions and often include fruits, nuts, or other flavorings. Which ingredient is used to make puff pastry rise? Yeast or layers of butter? The butter melts and creates steam, which causes the layers of dough to separate and puff up. The layers of butter also create pockets of fat within the dough, which helps to keep the pastry tender and flaky. The repeated folding and rolling of the dough with layers of butter creates the many layers that give puff pastry its signature airy texture. Which bakery item is made with layers of sponge cake, cream, and fruit? Cheesecake or trifle? Trifle is a dessert made with layers of sponge cake, fruit, custard, and whipped cream. Which ingredient is used to make cheesecake creamy? Flour or cream cheese? Cream cheese is the main ingredient in cheesecake and provides its creamy, smooth texture. Which bakery item is typically made with flour, sugar, butter, and eggs and decorated with icing or fondant? Cupcake or bagel? Cupcakes are small cakes that are baked in individual portions and often decorated with frosting or other toppings. Which ingredient is used to make cinnamon rolls sweet? Cinnamon or sugar? Cinnamon rolls are made with a sweet dough and filled with a mixture of cinnamon and sugar. Which bakery item is typically made with a blend of spices, flour, sugar, and molasses? Gingerbread or biscotti? Gingerbread is a type of cake or cookie that is flavored with ginger, cinnamon, and other spices, and often shaped into festive shapes for holidays.